Mizoram. Now, since the study was done in phases, you can't do such a big, it's like a continent. You cannot study like that in one phase. So the funding also came in phases. So we first finished 4 states, then we finished 15 states. Then when the whole study was completed, you are quite right, 2 years ago, we published and we had a press conference, which is a mega press conference. In fact, 87 people attended that press conference, including all the international press also attended, right from BBC to all the international press attended, because it was the largest study ever done in the world. So that paper, which was published in Lancet Diabetes Endocrinology, described the prevalence of diabetes in different states of India. What it is in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Punjab, Gujarat, Mizoram, and every other place in India. And it also gave the numbers of people with obesity in India, hypertension, blood pressure, and also pre-diabetes, cholesterol, how many people had cholesterol. Only the numbers were given. The causes of that, what led to that, there were big differences. For example, in the state of UP and in Bihar, the prevalence of diabetes was 4.8% to 5%. In Kerala, in Goa, and in Puducherry, it was 25-26%. So in one state of India, it's 4%. In another state of India, it is 25%, 26%. So it opened our eyes that India is not just uniform in everything, there is so much of heterogeneity. Now, why is it so different? Why did Kerala have 25-26%, whereas UP and Bihar had only 4%? That is what the next phase of the research is coming on. So we looked at various things. One of the things very important is diet, what people eat. For example, is rice related to the high prevalence of diabetes? What about the wheat eating states of India? Where is rice consumed? Where is wheat consumed? And is it related to obesity? Is it related to diabetes? Then we looked at, so this is a complete dietary profile, and that is what we are presenting here today. No study in India had looked at detailed diet in every state of India, let alone link it to diseases. So here we have linked it to diabetes, to blood pressure, to cholesterol levels, which vary. For example, between Kerala and Tamil Nadu, there is almost 50 milligram difference in mean cholesterol. The mean cholesterol in Tamil Nadu is about 180, in Kerala is 230. We don't know why. Is it due to the coconut oil taken there, or is it due to groundnut oil being taken here? It may be. So that is what this particular paper is looking into. Now, Nature Medicine is among the top journals in the world. And when they got to know about this, that we are doing such a study, they actually approached us and said, can you publish the whole diet data of India in our journal? We are actually invited, saying, can you, very difficult to get a paper into Nature Medicine. In fact, to be very honest, in my 50 years of research, this is the first paper in Nature Medicine where Dr. Anjana is the first author and I am the last author of a paper in Nature Medicine. I don't in any field a paper into Nature Medicine. Here they invited us and said we would like to know about this study. So even before the paper was completed, they wanted to tell them what the study is about. And when I told them that what the study was about, they were very excited. They said, please reserve this, we want to publish this paper. And then it took a lot of writing. It's a massive paper because total India, we have the data. North India, South India, East India, West India, Central India, Northeast India, we have got different data, and Dr. Anjana will make the presentation now. So you can compare regions of India. If you want each state within India, you take South India, and then you take Andhra, Telangana, Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, you take that. We have separate data for that. Within North, we have separate data. Within Northeast, we have different data. So state-wise, we have men, we have women, we have urban, we have rural, we have state-wise, we have country, we have region, we have. Such a study has never been done anywhere in the world, in my opinion, because whenever we do studies of this type in other countries, they'll take one place there, one place here, some sampling they will do. Here we have studied the whole country. That is why this paper is very important. You may wonder why we are having the press conference today, because the paper is being published today. And the journal wrote to us only 4 days ago. We've been asking journal when is it coming, because before that we cannot talk to the press. It is embargoed. So it is embargoed. I want to tell you that also. This paper is embargoed until 2:30 p.m. India time. So we cannot write before 2:30 p.m. Okay, if we leave it today, then we get into Ayudha Puja and Gandhi Jayanti and Vijayadashmi, and it gets delayed by so many days. And by the time they would also sent out some press releases and so on. Since we did the whole study, so what is our role? What is MDRF's role? We are the national coordinator for the whole study. So the entire INDIAP study, every state had one principal investigator from that state. The leader of that state was the leader for that particular state study. Gujarat would have one, Maharashtra will have one, Punjab will have one. So each one world leader was there in that. One PI and one co-PI. Then the entire study in that particular state was done by field investigators of that state, because they have to talk that language. They have to talk in Gujarati, Punjabi, Manipuri language, all those. We cannot go and do that. But we were the national coordinator for the whole study. From the beginning till the end, we were the coordinator. The entire quality control was done by us. The training was done by us. All the investigators from every state came to MDRF and did all the training here, and then they went back to their state. We went there with them. Our big team, all the people sitting in this room, they're all the investigators in the study. They all went to each and every state, including Lakshadweep, Andaman, Nicobar, everywhere, every state, Nagaland, we have been there. So we were holding hands with them. We were assuring the quality of the study throughout. Why I'm explaining all this is, it is not an ordinary study. It's a truly extraordinary study of a type which has never been seen. So therefore, since everything is done in a standardized manner, the entire diet was done, of course, with their collaborators from each state. It was done by our team. Sudha Vasudevan is here. She is the head of food and nutrition at MDRF. She and her team, who are sitting here, painstakingly went through what every individual was eating, carefully tested using internationally accepted standards, not using just one questionnaire, but food frequency questionnaires and recalls and what all standardized methods to assess diet, quality control checked, and therefore the findings are of great interest. When the ICMR INDIAP study was published, we had the press conference here 2 years ago, and somebody asked me, what did you present 2 years ago? That is just the numbers. How many people had diabetes, how many had obesity, how many had... That itself is one of the most quoted studies today in the world. Any conference you go, anywhere, India, abroad, ICMR INDIAP, ICMR INDIAP, ICMR INDIAP, because such a study has not been done. As far as diet is concerned, we know, rice, maybe it is linked to diabetes. Small studies have been done, little in Chennai, something else, something. But this kind of a study has not been done. And therefore, what we are going to present to you today is truly something which is very novel. As I mentioned, it will be published online at 2:30 p.m. today by Nature Medicine. And they have given us the permission to present it to you today. But I hope the write-ups will come after 2:30 p.m. so that we don't break the embargo. And we are very happy to, it's very complex analysis, but we made it very, very simple for you so that you understand the relationship between diet and various diseases in this country. And this presentation will now be made by Dr. Anjana, who will take you through the study. And after the presentation is over, we will have question and answers. So if you have any doubts about the study or any particular thing, we will be more than happy to answer it. At this stage, do you have any questions before the presentation is made?
Any specific questions?
You are now working the American timings now, okay? Or all our IT industry came, so they are being paid in dollars. But the price they have to pay is they have to work whole night, because when US is having day, we must have night. So what happens? Their sleep is gone, stress level is more, all kinds of things. So rice is but fueled by all this, plus junk food. We started eating all junk food, high in sugar, high in fat, high in salt, high in. So not only diabetes went up, obesity went up, blood pressure went up, heart disease went up, even certain cancers and all started going up. So the traditional food which we were eating as agriculture is eating some rice and some dal and something, that is completely changed now. So while rice is the factor, it is a driving factor, and wheat in the north and west, it is wheat. In the east and in the south, it is rice. It's a type of rice which is very important. So when we say carbohydrate, there are good carbohydrate and bad carbohydrate. The bad carbohydrate is the one which is it. But the fact remains that we are eating too much of carbohydrate. We are not eating enough protein. Our fiber intake is not enough. So the solution we are saying is, as you very rightly said, how can we change our diet pattern? All we are saying is take 5% less. Imagine if you're taking so much rice, 5% of that you replace with some protein. That's all we are saying. We're not taking stop rice, stop wheat, don't take anything, start eating red meat. We're not saying like that. What we're saying is replace a little bit, and that protein can be in the form of plant protein. It seems to work better. If you replace it with fat, nothing happens. You replace one cereal with another one, instead of rice you take wheat, no effect. Okay, doesn't work. You replace it with any fat, it doesn't work. And there also, when you're talking about fat, we are eating the wrong fat. We're eating saturated fat. One simple way for you to remember what a saturated fat is, you take any fat, keep it at room temperature. If it becomes solid, it is saturated fat. If it remains as liquid, as oil, it is unsaturated fat. Within that, there is polyunsaturated fat, which is your safflower, sunflower oil, all these things. And then there is monounsaturated fat. Monounsaturated fat comes from groundnut oil, gingerly oil. These are the best oils today. These are a traditional oil. In Tamil Nadu, we've been taking that. And that is why cholesterol is also not very high. Okay, if you take coconut oil, it's more saturated. And therefore, your cholesterol tends to go up. So these are all the things. We knew certain points about all this from India, from somewhere, one study, from another study. But no study had looked at all of this using the same methods, same instruments, analysis done by same people in the whole country. That is what is unique about this study. And these findings are absolutely unique, being published for the first time, I would say, from this country, particularly linking it to diseases, and therefore it will have a lot of value. The government is going to look at this very carefully, and each state can now look at it. What is our state's thing, and what should we be doing? Okay, so a lot of public health, a lot of policy issues will also come out from this paper. And therefore, I think historically this is going to be a very important.
So usually the public assumption is that the wheat is one of the healthy food, but it is your studies suggest that it's both.
So wheat. About rice also, saying that rice we've been eating for centuries. What happened? The wheat also is a refined wheat. It is not the whole wheat.
Yes.
If you take whole wheat, it is good. If you take whole ragi, it is good. You take whole rice, which is white, brown rice, that is also good. Everywhere in the country, people have started polishing even the millets, so-called millets, which is actually very healthy, but they're polishing that also. Once you start, why they polish it is, first of all, it looks white, so people are attracted to that. Second is, the traders who are selling this, the merchants who are selling it, if they keep the polished one, it stays for longer. So they can keep it for 6 months, 1 year. If you take brown rice or the whole wheat, it gets spoiled easily. because it gets rancid very easily. So they also want to keep. People also want it. Taste also looks better. It looks also, appearance also is good, but it's not healthy for you. These are the things which the study is showing. Anyone?
Take the first one, and it's about. Do you want to take this one? It says, how much protein can one have? As doctors also point out things like uric acid. This is Anuradha from Indian Express.
For a general population, the protein intake is different. Now here in this study, we are trying to say that protein intake is low with regards to reducing the risk of diabetes. So from 12%, we are talking about 14-15% onwards, the protective effect comes. Definitely those with high uric acid, yes, there is some restriction of protein sources, like purine-rich foods we definitely reduce, but this is not for people with the high uric acid. The study focuses on for people at risk for diabetes or those who are newly diagnosed. So the higher protein definitely needs to be higher than what we eat.
I can also add to that. So protein, people are also worried about kidney. If you take more protein, will your kidney get it? From 12%, what is high protein will be like 30%. We'll never reach that. When we can go to 15%, 18%, we'll be very happy, and that is definitely below the 20% which is allowed. But yes, if you have kidney problem, if already your creatinine is high, you're having renal failure, then your protein intake should not go very high. But at this level, 10%, 12%, even that is not enough for even a person with kidney failure. So by saying increase your protein by 4% or 5%, we are not going to produce kidney problem in India. Okay? Those who are having renal failure, if your doctor has told you reduce your protein, don't take more than 20%, 25% protein, cut it down. And even there, the vegetable protein is very safe. It is the animal protein which has more, as you clearly saw, red meat is not beneficial. So red meat, even if you take, if you are a non-vegetarian also, if you want to increase your protein, we saw egg consumption is very low. Egg is a fantastic protein. It is one of the cheapest proteins which you can take. Very few people are taking it. That's why the government has started giving egg also along with the midday meal scheme and the breakfast scheme. In many states they have started. Tamil Nadu was the first to give. Fish is also very good. Fish is also extremely good. There's no doubt that fish is also very good and egg is very good. Chicken, okay, because it's still lean meat. But red meat, no. But superior to all this is plant protein. So if you're able to take soya, rajma, Bengal gram, green gram, black gram, all these are, of course they do contain a little bit of carbohydrate, but the protein for a vegetarian, what else you can take? That is why again the myth about dairy. Everywhere you go, particularly in Western India, if you go, they'll say dairy is the cause of diabetes, dairy is the cause of diabetes. There's not one single paper that I've ever seen showing that dairy produces diabetes. Whenever they show me one paper, they don't have. But somehow the myth spreads through social media, through, oh, milk is bad, milk is bad, milk is for cows, not for us, and all that. All kinds of things they talk about, Milk is one of the best wholesome protein food that you can take. So milk is also very good. Yogurt, you don't even have to talk about it. Yogurt is fantastic. It is good for gut microbiomes, it is good for diabetes, good for obesity. Please take yogurt. Yogurt is excellent, cheap, good quality protein.
So what is